Hi, I'm Maryon Maass, and I'm with my friend Christine Arsenault today, who is a very well-seasoned coach on Lyme disease. And I'm a podcaster now because of her. And I wanted to say that her encouragement to do this was really beneficial for a lot of people, it turns out, around the world. So I have had tremendous amount of success just taking her advice. And I feel that she really saw who I am and how how I'm capable of so much more, as she says. So I'm capable of so much more. You're not just a whatever it was I was at the time. And I have I had a part-time job with a pharmacy, which is where I first met her. And I have, for the last 50 odd years, been a hairdresser. And during that time, I became a Feldenkrais teacher, a yoga teacher, a meditation teacher, a Qigong teacher. I dabbled in massage as well. I went to massage school, and a lot of esoteric kind of things that help people to understand their inner self. So I think I really feel seen by um, by my dear friend Christine, because she has knowledge from her own journey of how to cure oneself.
Thanks for that. So, if you could just kind of describe your situation before we met and what your life looked like, and then we'll start there, and then we'll have you kind of explain what your life looks like now and what's different, what you've achieved throughout your time working with me.
Okay, I'll try to give you the short version. Okay, so my location passed. I lived in California, and then I retired in 2007 and went to India for several years and studied in a yoga ashram, meditation. I ran a yoga teacher training program there. So we were all about health and healing and naturally, and seeing how we're responsible for our own manifesting our own lives, like we're the architects of our own lives. And that was very beneficial to me. So I felt like it was time for me to come back and give give some of that information to my to my friends and clients and anybody else that I was going to meet in the future. And I thought that would be marvelous information to share. And at the time, I knew nothing much about apps and how to connect with people around the world in this way, although I was connecting with people around the world in a big way through the yoga teacher training programs that we had. But apps were a new thing for me. And so coming back to the States, I saw that the only way, I'd missed a lot in that time, the only way to really make a living is to go back to my hairdressing for a bit, and which was fun, making connections. But I also wanted to expand on all this other stuff. So I found myself in lots of workshops, how to. And really, I had no technical experience at all. So it was difficult, and it was frankly a huge waste of money for me. But the times between 2015 and 2000, where are we now, 21, times have changed tremendously, and technology is working really fast. But I needed to jump on the bandwagon, and that's when I met Christine in my part-time job at the pharmacy. We had a lot in common. So, and from our healing aspects. So before all of this, I was dark in the dumps, and I'm coming out of that crawling, and I have now thousands of people listening to my podcasts. Thank you, Christine, for that push and a shove.
You're welcome. Yeah. So now, if you could just describe what life is like now that you've experienced my coaching, how things kind of feel different, and then how things look different, like your podcast that you didn't have before.
One of the things that I do, Christine, is in my life, I'm always asking for and praying for someone to come along who is an influence. Because in my life, I can name people who shifted my life from one direction to another. You upward, upward always. I can also mention the other ones, but I like the up ones. So having that experience of a visceral experience of, yes, I'll do that. And now I feel like I've broken through a, 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 um, definitely a block, you might say.
What did you enjoy most about working with me, or how am I different from other coaches or practitioners that you know? What makes
Yeah.
my style unique?
Well, uh, you're very supportive. You're encouraging, and you're very present. And by that, I also mean that you're a good listener, you're non-judgmental, and knowledgeable. So I think when you're very quiet, you're taking a lot of information in, you process it, and then out comes this very definitive sentence of encouragement. So yes, it just sort of comes out, and I think people should take notes when they're taking talking to you. They should take notes and note that what you're saying is coming from a very knowledgeable place.